Before you even open your eyes, before your feet touch the floor, before your brain fully wakes up, most people reach for one thing, their phone. And that single habit silently determines how the rest of their day will unfold. Not in a motivational quote kind of way, but neurologically, chemically, psychologically. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The first 5 minutes of your morning decide who controls your mind for the next 12 hours. And intelligent people understand this. That's why they don't check their phone first thing in the morning. Not because they're disciplined robots, but because they know something most people don't. Something that changes how the brain works under pressure, how focus is formed, and how power quietly shifts away from you without you noticing. When you wake up, your brain is in a rare state. Psychologists call it a hypnopompic window. It's the moment when your conscious mind hasn't fully taken control yet. Your critical thinking is low, your emotional brain is highly active, and your attention is extremely programmable. This is why intelligent people protect this window aggressively. Checking your phone during this time is like letting strangers walk into your house before you've locked the doors. Notifications hijack your emotional system before logic has a chance to step in. News triggers anxiety, messages trigger obligation, social media triggers comparison, and suddenly, before you've even chosen a thought, your mental energy is already being spent on other people's priorities. Most people think checking their phone gives them motivation. In reality, it steals it. Every notification, message, or scroll releases a small hit of dopamine. But dopamine isn't happiness, it's anticipation. When you burn dopamine early in the day, your brain becomes less motivated to do difficult tasks later. Intelligent people understand this trade-off. They know that using dopamine for cheap stimulation in the morning creates a dopamine deficit by midday. That's why people who scroll early often feel mentally tired, unfocused, and strangely unmotivated later, even if they haven't done anything physically exhausting. Smart people delay stimulation so their brain remains hungry for real work, real thinking, and real progress. There's a psychological difference between proactive thinkers and reactive thinkers. Reactive minds start their day responding. Proactive minds start their day deciding. When you check your phone first thing in the morning, you immediately place yourself in reaction mode. Emails tell you what's urgent, messages tell you who needs you, social media tell you what to think about. Intelligent people understand that whoever controls your attention controls your direction. So instead of reacting to the world, they choose to orient their mind first toward goals, priorities, or simply clarity. They don't avoid their phone forever, they just refuse to let it speak first. Here's something most people underestimate. Emotional states are contagious, and your phone is the fastest carrier. One negative headline, one passive-aggressive message, one comparison-triggering post can subtly alter your mood for hours. Intelligent people are not emotionless, they're strategic. They know that emotions influence decision-making, risk tolerance, and self-control. That's why they don't gamble with their emotional state in the morning. They stabilize first, calm first, ground first. Only then do they expose themselves to external input. This isn't avoidance, it's emotional intelligence in action. Some of the most valuable thinking happens before the world gets loud. The morning offers something rare, mental silence. No demands, no noise, no opinions. Intelligent people use this silence not necessarily to meditate or journal, but to let their thoughts surface naturally. When you immediately check your phone, you replace your own internal voice with external noise. Over time, this weakens intuition, creativity, and self-trust. The brain becomes accustomed to being filled instead of thinking. Smart people understand that boredom, silence, and mental stillness are not empty spaces. They are breeding grounds for insight. Every time you check your phone first thing in the morning, you reinforce one message to your brain: I need stimulation immediately. Over time, this erodes patience. Tasks feel boring faster, focus becomes fragile, waiting feels uncomfortable. Intelligent people think long-term. They know that attention is a muscle, and morning habits either strengthen or weaken it.
By delaying phone use, they train their brain to tolerate low stimulation, and that skill translates directly into deeper focus, longer concentration, and better problem solving throughout the day. Highly intelligent people don't just manage time, they manage energy. Mornings are when mental energy is at its peak. That energy can be invested or wasted. Scrolling doesn't relax you, it drains you. Even if it feels relaxing, it fragments attention and burns cognitive fuel. Smart people use the morning for high-leverage thinking, planning, or even stillness, because those activities multiply the value of their mental energy. By the time they finally check their phone, they're already grounded, oriented, and mentally armored. Here's the key difference. Intelligent people don't avoid their phone because of willpower. They do it because of identity. They don't see themselves as people who start their day consuming. They see themselves as people who start their day deciding. When behavior aligns with identity, it feels natural, not forced. That's why this habit looks effortless from the outside. It's not about rules, it's about self-image. And once that identity is formed, the habit sustains itself. The real advantage of not checking your phone in the morning isn't productivity, it's psychological sovereignty. You start the day owning your attention, your emotions, and your direction. Over weeks and months, this compounds. Better decisions, less anxiety, more clarity, more confidence. While others are unknowingly surrendering their mental state before breakfast, intelligent people are quietly setting the tone for the entire day. And the scary part? Most people will never realize why they always feel behind, because the mistake happens before they even get out of bed. Tomorrow morning, don't change your whole life. Just delay your phone. 10 minutes, 15. Sit, think, breathe. Let your mind wake up on its own terms. Notice how different the day feels, because intelligence isn't about knowing more facts. It's about knowing when to protect your mind. And the morning is where that protection matters most.